When Belinda Temple, 8 months pregnant, was found shot in the back of the head on January 11, 1999, her quiet Texas community was shaken to its core. The 30-year-old teacher's murder seemed cold and calculated. A single shotgun blast ending 2 lives, hers and that of her unborn daughter, Erin. Her husband, David Temple, a former football star turned high school coach, was soon under suspicion. Prosecutors claimed he wanted to be free to start a new life with his mistress, Heather Scott, whom he later married. The murder weapon, a 20-gauge shotgun, was never found. Still, in 2007, Temple was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. But the story didn't end there. In 2016, nearly a decade after his conviction, Temple walked out of prison on bond after an appeals court ruled that prosecutors, led by the high-profile and controversial Kelly Siegler, had withheld key evidence during the trial. The court identified 36 instances of misconduct, enough to overturn the verdict and grant a new trial. Temple has always maintained his innocence, claiming the real killer is still out there. His defense team argues that evidence points instead to Riley Joe Sanders, a teenage neighbor who had a grudge against Belinda for reporting his truancy. Sanders, however, was never charged and denies any involvement. Crime author Catherine Casey, who covered the case extensively in her book Shattered, insists the evidence still points to David. "I don't know of anything that clears him," she said. Temple's supporters argue otherwise, pointing to the lack of fingerprints, DNA, or physical evidence connecting him to the crime. By January 2017, Harris County District Attorney Kim Ogg personally took over the review of the case, citing its extraordinary controversy and promising to ensure justice was served. "It is the duty of a prosecutor to seek justice," she said. With thousands of pages of reports, transcripts, and exhibits to sift through, stretching back nearly 2 decades, Ogg faced a massive undertaking. Defense attorney Stan Schneider welcomed her careful approach. "If she's comfortable with it, I'm comfortable with it." The question that remains is the same one that haunted Texas for over 25 years. Did David Temple murder his wife? Or was he the victim of a flawed investigation?